Your brain makes decisions before you even realize it. Studies show that the activity for an action can be measured in the brain up to 10 seconds before you consciously feel like you are deciding to do it. So who is really in control here? Are you the pilot or just a passenger in your own mind? This question is not just a philosophical game. It goes to the heart of what it means to be human. In the next few minutes, we will open the black box in your skull together. I will not only show you how this incredible organ made up of 86 billion neurons works, but also how you can go from being a mere passenger to the co-pilot of your own life. We will decipher the illusion of consciousness, explore the highways of your thoughts, and find out why you feel what you feel. Stay tuned, because what you learn here will change the way you think about yourself forever. Imagine your brain as a huge, pulsating city. There are skyscrapers that are responsible for higher thoughts, such as planning and logic. That's your prefrontal cortex. There are old, historic neighborhoods deep inside that control our most basic survival instincts and emotions, the limbic system. And there is a vast network of roads and subways where information races in the form of electrical impulses at nearly 250 miles per hour. Every single inhabitant of this city is a nerve cell, a neuron, and these neurons talk to each other, constantly. When a neuron fires, it sends an electrical impulse along a long arm called the axon. At the end of this arm, the electrical impulse is converted into a chemical signal. Tiny messenger substances called neurotransmitters are released into a gap between cells called the synapse. There, they dock and pass on the message, fire, or hold still. That's it. That's the basis of everything. Every thought, every memory, every heartbeat is the result of this electrochemical whispering between billions of cells. But here's where it gets really fascinating. These connections are not rigid. They are constantly changing. Every time you learn something new, practice a new skill, or even just hear this sentence, the connections in your brain change. This is called neuroplasticity. Your brain is like a jungle path. The more often you think a thought or perform an action, the wider and more solid that path becomes. This is how habits are formed. It constantly scans the environment for danger. When you hear a loud noise in the dark, it is the amygdala that immediately sounds the alarm and floods your body with adrenaline, long before your rational mind, the prefrontal cortex, has even understood what is going on. Your heart races, your muscles tense up, you are in fight or flight mode. Only then does the thinking part of your brain kick in and say, "Oh, it was just the cat." This system has ensured our survival, but in the modern world, it often leads to problems. The amygdala cannot distinguish between a saber-toothed tiger and a stressful email from the boss. The reaction is the same: stress, fear, panic. So you're constantly on high alert, even though there's no real danger to your life. Understanding that this is an ancient, automatic process is the first step to regaining control. But I'll tell you the real reason why some people remain much calmer than others in a few minutes. Now let's talk about memory. How does your brain store information? Don't think of it as a hard drive where files are stored. A memory is not a single thing that resides in one place. It is a pattern, a network of neurons firing together. When you remember the smell of your grandmother's apple pie, an entire orchestra of neurons is activated in different parts of your brain. In the olfactory center, the emotional center, and the visual center. The memory is recreated every time you recall it. That is why memories are so malleable and unreliable. Every time you tell a story, you change it a little bit. Your brain fills in the gaps, smooths out contradictions, and adapts the memory to your current emotional state. You are not the archivist of your past. You are its storyteller. And that brings us back to the initial question. If all of this happens so automatically, where are you? The answer lies in interaction. Your consciousness is like the CEO of a huge corporation. You don't make every little decision in the mailroom or want to break a bad habit? Don't fight it. Create a new, more attractive path alongside it. Every time the urge to perform the old habit arises, consciously choose the new one. It's difficult at first as the new path is barely visible, but with each repetition, it becomes wider, while the old one slowly becomes overgrown. This is neuroplasticity in action. You're using the rules of the brain instead of fighting against them. Want to regulate your emotions better? Train your prefrontal cortex, the CEO. Techniques such as meditation or simply consciously naming your feelings, I'm feeling fear right now, strengthen the connection between your rational mind and your emotional watchdog. Over time, the CEO learns to calm the watchdog before it turns the whole house upside down. Let's summarize. Your brain is not a static organ, but a dynamic, constantly changing network. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are driven by automated processes that have been shaped over millions of years of evolution. But you are not helplessly at the mercy of these processes. By understanding neuroplasticity, you have the power to create new neural pathways. Through mindfulness, you can widen the gap between stimulus and response and make conscious decisions. You may not always be the sole pilot, but you are definitely the navigator. You determine the destination. You can read the maps and correct the course. Here's your call to action. Choose one thing you want to change about yourself, a small habit, and instead of judging yourself for it, see it for what it is, a well-established neural pathway. Your job is not to destroy it, but to build a new, better one next to it. Start today. Lay the first branch for your new path. You are not just a brain. You are the amazing ability of that brain to think about itself and change itself. If you are eager to learn and want to educate yourself further, leave a sub for free now.